Hello, and welcome back to the podcast, Music Weapon of the Future. This podcast is about creativity, life, philosophy, people, and music. We explore these topics by digging in deep through people's lives and seeing what the real essence of these creative people are. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 5. In this episode, I have a conversation with Prasanna Prakash. He's a guitarist, singer, and does music arrangements for multiple bands in Hyderabad. He's been performing for 32 years in multiple genres as rock, jazz, funk, choral, and classical. He appreciates all kinds of music, and his inspiration comes from eagerness to learn something new. And without further ado,
Thank you. Uh, good to be here. Yeah, really appreciate this initiative, and I'm pretty sure all the musicians will have a lot to speak and share.
correct.
And it's something that we really love doing. So yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Until
until
love being
today
here.
morning, also, today, the last session we had,
Hmm.
I didn't expect that musicians actually had so much to say.
So much to carry
Yeah,
and so much to say.
So much to carry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that session, to listening to that. When are they gonna be out?
Probably in about couple of weeks. And couple
Good.
of weeks to 3 maybe max.
Shipping fast.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been nice to be back in Hyderabad and to speak to so many musicians, like one like yourself too. And to at least see you play. That was nice because it's been so long to see like other Telugu songs and English songs. I really miss it. Yeah. But anyways, we were talking so many things just before we started. But I want to ask you, Anna, how is your life, or how's your life started? Like, let's go back to zero,
Yeah.
where you were born.
Yeah, born in 1987. Since then my mom used to say, when I was between 2 or 3 years, I was catching notes, and then my dad was a musician. He's also a good singer, and whenever he used to sing, I used to catch and I used to maintain the tune,
Mhm.
like staying in chord.
Uh-huh.
So I used to do that while I was still a baby. So they realized that okay, I have a gift, and then she started teaching me songs and I don't even remember. Apparently, I sang a song when I was 3 years old at church,
Mhm.
and then they asked me to keep coming back and keep singing songs for any special
Mhm.
occasions. So like that, got a place to perform, got a place, and got a lot of encouragement and validation while doing that a lot. That's where it started. So my journey, it started off with a lot of Telugu songs, obviously, because that's what
Telugu
mothers can
mother,
teach,
yeah.
the regional stuff. So a lot of Telugu songs, and bit of Carnatic. My dad also had that kind of
So
that's the
your
kind of
dad
music.
has a Carnatic influence? Yes.
Again, formally not trained. Even I'm not formally trained, but just listen to those songs and you try to do it, and then you probably was listening to a lot of these Telugu film movies, Telugu film songs back then, and that was the
అప్పట్లో
kind of
చాలా మంచి మంచి సాంగ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి.
SP Babalu and all of
Exactly.
these guys, right? Yeah.
I mean, still there is really good songs coming now, but I feel like there was some kind of a different, unique taste. I mean, to its own age during then,
Yes.
and those songs still run and still being played now.
Solid.
Anywhere,
Really,
yeah.
really solid. The kind of the songs that my mother taught were a lot from some of the Christian literature songs that the
Mhm.
old ones that we used to sing. Those I knew a lot. And I'll come back to this a little later.
Yeah.
But going back to my journey after that.
But I didn't get to ask you. You said you were born Hyderabad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, born not exactly in Hyderabad. Of course, I was born in another place, but
Yeah.
then we moved to Hyderabad. So pretty much
So from
been a
childhood you were here only.
Hyderabad,
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Pakka
Just that I was
Hyderabad.
not born here, but maybe a month later after I was born, I was here in Hyderabad, and
Yeah.
that's it. Been here, love it here, obviously. Uh, yeah, then started singing a lot at the church, and then you keep singing at all these festival times, special occasions. Then also for family gatherings, all my uncles would be like, I would hate it when they had asked me to sing. He will sing, yes, right? He will sing.
Family
So they used
entertainer.
to make me sing.
Yeah.
So and like that, and then every year we have the vacation thing which happens, and we have all these competitions. So it became
VBS,
more about
you won.
winning against the
Yeah.
other people. For one year, I got the best singer award overall.
Mhm.
And once you get a taste of it, it doesn't become. It becomes more about the ego part. You want to win
Yeah.
somehow. So like that, even without a notice, yeah, we started doing singing a lot of songs and all that.
So this
Then
was during your early school.
yeah,
Okay.
early school. My dad was a guitar player. When I was very young, he had a guitar, but someone took the guitar and it fell down and it broke.
Hmm.
He really couldn't afford another guitar, so we did not really have a guitar. But then his older brother, he got him a guitar when I was in 8th class.
Mm-hmm.
And just as we are, when a new toy comes to home, we just we try.
Yeah.
So incidentally, I happened to just try guitar. Then he taught me like 2 or 3 chords, the C scale, the one that you hold
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
3 fingers together, and the F
And
chord.
gone.
So I just learned the C scale, C F G. That's it. And I would while I was playing, I realized that there's so many songs that I knew would fit into that. So then I thought, okay, I'm a guitar player with these 3 chords, and I started playing. So anyone, anywhere, I would tell them I can play guitar.
Yeah.
I would just give them the C scale and say, sing the song in that.
Yeah.
They had a tough time with me. Then we slowly realized that, okay, this is more than C. I never knew families and all that. But then, yeah, someone just learned one chord here, one chord
Mm-hmm.
there. There's so many teachers. I can't recollect how many people taught me. Uh,
But was it like a formal, not formal, let's say
Hmm.
tutoring sessions, or one time there?
Very informal,
Okay.
extremely
Okay.
informal. Yeah, looking at people play, and then
Yeah.
slowly, just killing your ego. And hey, what are you doing? Can you show me that?
Yeah.
Things like that. Then a chord here, a chord there, and we didn't have proper internet back then, so
Yeah.
people really had to show you chords.
And you really had to go to that person and ask.
Ask. But I feel that was also quite a lot better.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree with you because ante these days, for me, if I want, okay, let's say if I want to be under somebody, let's say I want to mentor, I want to have a mentor, and I want to be taught by somebody, it's really hard. So then I just go to YouTube and choose some digital mentors, which will show me this thing, that thing, and this thing, and then
Yeah.
I can't get in touch with the real person who actually I want to learn from. So in a way, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, while then I was learning, and then something happened in Hyderabad. Like it blew our minds. Like when that thing happened, it's like what on earth just happened? There's
When
this
was
band
this?
called. This was back in 2000, 2001, 2000, yeah, 2000s
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
There's this band called Salt, which I think that was one of the first bands. Of course,
Mhm.
they were just, you could count, on your fingers how many bands were there back then. The band, so the band called Salt, they came in and then they produced an album. Then I went to something called as a concert for the very first time, and it
It was
happened.
Salt.
It happened like right about a few hundred meters from where we are sitting right now in St. John's basketball court.
Oh wow.
It happened there, and as these guys are all on stage and they had their guitars on and had their drums on, and we used to see drums only once a year for that vacation camp that used to usually happen right at church. Then it was so nice to see all the instruments together, and then the guitar player just had one analog pedal. It was a pretty bad sounding distortion, but we loved it anyway. We really loved it. And after the concert was done, like me, my cousin, we couple of them who went there, we were just what do you say, hungover on that for a few for a few days. Like, what just happened in our lives? What did they do? And so it was. I can still remember how we felt.
Yeah.
The first concert that we ever been through. Then I remember I think I was in 8th or 7th class, and my cousin said, I think we also have to start a band. You better start learning your guitar. Well, I'll become a drummer. Then okay, this guy could become a vocalist. So yeah, that's how it.
So that performance gave you that first impression of it. Just hit you really hard.
We need to, I mean, all those guys, they look like gods to us. Totally out of the world experience. Like, the first time you've been to a concert. And
do you remember who it was? Just Salt.
Yeah, know them by names. Everyone. Mark, Samuel, Prem. Then Peter was there.
Yeah.
Then Alan Ganta was a part of that band. Yeah, Alan's first band was Salt.
That's so,
yeah.
So
Then they recorded their album, and the concert was in Harihara Kalabhavan. That was out of the world. So after that, the cousin Danny is one of my biggest influences in music. I mean, he really pushed me and a few of our friends, like, we have to form a band. Otherwise, I've been a very timid guy. I would just not like to be in crowds. I would run away if there's a crowd. So yeah.
But I would to take you for that. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right? Now I'm a lot social, but extremely shy. Very, very you call that inferiority I really had that a lot. My English wasn't good back then. I wasn't able to communicate. So I would simply mess up what I wanted to say, and I would try to really avoid that. But these guys gave me no choice. The band said, no choice, you have to stand. So the first few times I was on stage, I would be literally shivering from my gut, the whole thing, and sometimes you're not even shifting because your hands are just stuck there. And so yeah, that's a lesson. I mean, I was put in such situations by doing that, and slowly it really helped me, overcome my stage fear. So yeah. And yeah, probably I'll just divert from a little bit. That just overcoming that stage fear and being able to talk to people, it literally, formed my career in itself in IT. I'm into IT. So
yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit about that. What's your story behind other than music? What's your background other than music?
Yeah. But yeah, maybe then I'll just talk about that once. I'll just complete my journey. Then after this band, all before that I was doing these Telugu songs. Then slowly moved to a bit of English songs, and bands like Hillsong and just the simple English songs, Westlife, Backstreet Boys. Those are the kind of songs those were our musical influences. Then when the band started Linkin Park, they kind of introduced rock.
Yeah.
What distortion guitars are. That was also, we were really blown away.
Yeah.
Then our band kind of chose our identity that we wanted to be a rock band, modern rock band. And bands like Pillar, Disciple, White Cross, Striper, and
all quite heavy.
Yeah, exactly. So the next few years from 2008 to 2012 something, it was just heavy rock. And very transformative. So yeah, there's so much in that. I love that genre. Absolutely love that genre. Even now, there are times I just switch to rock and I have my rock days.
But what is it that gives like us that sudden, that blast of energy? What do you think? For you personally?
In rock?
In rock.
Yeah, in rock. I think it's a distortion. I don't know. It's probably the distortion guitar or the chugs and the gent kind of feeling. You get that sound.
Yeah, that's good.
It somehow, triggers a bit of, it kind of triggers adrenaline or something.
I think so.
Yeah, it does that.
Because it also, like, I mean, speaking more in sound terms, it has like the whole spectrum. It's like everything is blasted out.
Yeah.
So you get that the feeling, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to someone called there's this band called Wreckage. In that, the guitar player called Paul Nunavath.
Okay.
He used to play alongside Joel Shastri, one of the legendary guitars of the
Yeah.
city.
Definitely.
Uh, along with Joel was Paul.
Okay.
Paul and I, we were having a conversation. He said, I asked him the same question. What about rock? Then he
Mm.
said, I don't know, rock. It gives you some sort of aggression. It's good. Yeah, sometimes, maybe you when you're driving a car or riding a bike, listening to
Not
heavy
the
rock
best.
might not
Yes.
necessarily be a great choice, but yeah,
Yeah. There's some
sometimes on the days you're
release. Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
So yeah, talking about rock, there is this song called as "Never Enough" by Dream Theater.
I think I've heard that. Yes.
Oh, what a start that song has. What a
Yeah.
start. That's why I would wake up in the morning and then just, put never enough. And that's it. You're all woken up the way how it starts and
Yeah, music definitely has such a way to stimulate your stimulate your whole body into a different way.
yes, yes.
Totally, totally.
Yeah. So again, getting back to the stream of events. Then after the concert thing, another life-changing event happened.
Hmm.
Even when I think about it now, it just gives me goosebumps. It's the first time when I held
Hmm.
a cassette and
Hmm. Tape recorder.
yeah, tape recorder. You know the one
Yes,
that you
yes,
put.
yes, yes.
It's not sad, but yeah, all this generation people who
Yeah,
were
they
born after the cassette, you guys don't know what you are
no
missing out.
experience. Yeah.
uh, so the cassette, my cousin got he was working in Kuwait and he got a huge 2200 watt. So
That's
the
big.
higher the watt, the
That's
better
really
the.
big.
So he got a Sony with a 5 CD change. So and it has a cassette player. So he
Oh, yeah,
got.
it's like one of those big
Yeah,
boxes.
yeah, it has a 5.1, two big
Correct.
boxes just like the studio speakers, and on top of you have these three, one with center, one
Yes,
left, one right,
around. Yeah.
surround. So he got that, and
Nice.
along with that, he
Mm.
got another life-changing device that is the Walkman.
Oh yeah,
Walkman,
the Sony
Sony
Walkman.
Walkman, yeah. So before that's what, and put a cassette, and my cousin was like, "No, this is gonna be our musical journey." He recorded 8 songs in that. I said, "These are going
Hmm.
to be our next songs," and then we had to really look out for people if someone wasn't using the cassette player, the small one, the
Mm-hmm.
pocket size one,
Mm-hmm.
and bad earphones back then. So, but I listened to those 8 songs. I still know them in sequence and what they were for hundreds of times
Wow.
because that was all we had,
Yeah.
and we had to deal with issues of batteries. We didn't have
Yeah,
money,
yeah, you need
and
to.
you really had to conserve your battery, put that battery in the sun, and again hoping that will charge the battery, again put it back just to listen to one more song of the
Yeah.
battery is done.
Double A, triple A,
Yeah,
yeah.
then you wouldn't want to share with others because the battery will get over. And music wasn't easy, Lindsay.
It
Yeah,
wasn't, yes, exactly.
music
It wasn't so
was
accessible as it is now.
exactly. I mean, just to listen one new song once somewhere and to realize that you're not gonna listen to it
Mm.
uh, again. Yeah,
Mm.
there are chances, right? I
Mm-hmm.
once heard Glasgow Kiss by John Petrucci. One Anna, he just came from New Zealand. He showed me on his iPad.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, and I had to really listen with all my intensity to remember.
Wow.
It was a life-changing
Very
travel.
interesting thing. Very interesting thing that because you need to develop that. Okay, I need to grab it instantly.
Yeah, I
You need
don't
to
want
you
to
need to
miss this
develop the
experience.
exactly.
Like what John Petrucci is doing out there is so crazy. I then the first time I heard, I didn't even know what the track was.
Mm.
Then I was like, "What is it? Glasgow, something like that." I later had to find it on YouTube. But yeah, music wasn't easy then. So whatever new songs you hear, you really had to hold on to them. And those are times where we really valued what we listened
Mm-hmm.
to,
Mm-hmm.
hearing every small speck
Definitely.
of those,
Yeah.
what I heard in the Walkman. N- yeah, so and then after that, yeah, it got a little heavy.
Uh-huh.
One of my band members, we were doing well as a band. One of
So
my
this
band.
was around in the
2000,
late.
yeah, so the band started in yeah, the band started and it went on in 2009 ending. one of my band members, he met with an accident. He's pretty well known, Abel Sylvester, and he passed. So we were doing music together. But yeah, after Abel passed, it was a little difficult, and we probably just did one or two more shows, and that's it. We disbanded.
And what was this band's name?
Ensigns, ENSIGNS. Yeah, we were active for around 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was your more like a professional first band.
Yeah, professional first band.
So
yeah.
this was your entry.
Yes,
kind
yes.
of.
Grew
Nice.
with playing very basic stuff, but yeah, how did I learn guitar was only through the band. They would throw a song at me, go here and there, find tabs. Yeah, Ultimate Guitar or something was still there. Though find tabs, Guitar Pro. Guitar Pro was.
Guitar Pro, yes. I think
Yeah, I
think
don't know.
still
Do
remember.
they exist still? I don't know.
Maybe.
Ultimate Guitar has taken over. So Guitar Pro, then get the tabs and how are they playing? Drop D and all that happened. Drop D was like, oh wow, what on earth is this?
New world again.
Yes. So yeah, then I used to have two guitars. Every guitar
Yeah,
player in.
what's your first guitar? What was your first guitar?
I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna. It blows me whenever I say it out, but till date I still haven't bought my own guitar yet.
Oh, really?
And I'm what?
Really?
And I'm what now? 20 plus years doing music.
20 years.
20 plus years doing music, and still, yeah, the telly that.
The telly that you're
I mean,
really
I
famous
was gonna
for.
buy it. I was gonna buy it, but my cousin who works for the Guitar Center at US.
Oh, okay.
Then when I told him I need a guitar, then yeah, he just sent it, and he didn't. He just let me pay about say 5 to 10% of it, and he paid the rest of it.
But still, I think you've been with it so long. I think it's almost yours.
Yeah, and yeah,
It's
that's
yours
mine,
already, yeah.
and he says he's like gifted because you are using it for some good causes, and yeah, you're using it to. Yeah, I was also playing with something called as a live jam. You heard of it? Live jam. Live jam is a movement which where the musicians they go to schools, and while they singing, they also tell them not to get into drugs or the bad
Oh.
stuff, but really pursue what life is really.
Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, their slogan is "Live out loud."
Okay, so live jam.
Live jam, yeah. So yeah, so I was a part of all these, and then I was also part of an organization which is very close by, the YFC. Even they are into helping youngsters have a good life. Don't really mess up your life. Don't get into addictions. Don't get into any of the drugs or bad relations. So I was also associated with this organization, and through them I was doing music. So my cousin saw that, and he appreciated what I saw, and this Telecaster was more of a gift.
No,
Before
but these kinds of support is so necessary as a musician, even growing up.
incredible.
And I think
Yeah.
you might have something to say about that too, if you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the support that your family or your brothers or sisters, your
Yes,
siblings.
absolutely. The first time when we started our band, I thought our parents, obviously, they were 20-30% were not happy, but 70% they were really happy. Because 20% of the time when you're simply just going out and going, say, practice, and like, and you're not doing that great as you used to do before you got into a band. Then
especially in India and Hyderabad, I think,
especially in India, and parents would really get upset, but once they see you on stage, that's it, all that is gone. My
First
dad would be
performance.
very proud. You see your dad taking someone else's camera, filming you guys, and so all that again, even that glory will fade away in a little while, and they'll come back and say, no, studies are more important more than music. But yeah, had tremendous support, not just from parents also, but even some extended community. The first guitar I had was a Ibanez Flying V guitar. To have
was,
that,
yeah,
and where everyone at that generation were just playing on a Gibson or a GBA. And maybe very few people had an imported guitar. That's it.
Yeah, GB, I think it was one of the companies which was going really, really quite big in this market. Yeah.
Yeah, and so someone gave a guitar, the Flying V, to our band just to use it for shows, for practice. Again, give it back to him. Every time that the guitar would arrive, I'm like, it was a very emotional thing to just hold it.
Yeah.
And a Flying V, come on, people would care less about what we played. They would just come to see the
Yeah,
guitar,
look at that.
and I am playing on that guitar, so even better.
No,
Then
so your fingers have touched since the starting already good guitars.
yeah, man, really, really, Ibanez. And then someone else, my Bassie's cousin, he got a GBA and he wasn't using it. He's like, okay, you take. And then I was using the GBA for a while, and then I got a Greg Bennett as a gift, and that also I used it for a while.
Oh. And what guitar was that?
The Greg Bennett,
Okay, okay.
the one that looks like a Les Paul.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah. So and then finally the telly.
Oh,
So yeah, overall the music has
it
has
has
kind
been
of
more on the more powerful rock kind of guitars.
yes, yes.
So that's,
After 2012, I moved to Chennai. One of the best things that really happened. I mean,
2012.
yeah, 2012.
Okay.
So till then, my influence was rock,
Mm-hmm.
drop D, and just listening to the heavy kind of music. Then
Yeah.
when I went to Chennai in this a church, one of the guys who really changed my guitar direction, the way I played, the way I saw. It was someone called Ebenezer John Prem Kumar. Now he's very active now. You can look him up online. His organization is called Music Garage.
Music garage.
And it's called Music with a Mission. His slogan. All he does is just teach music. That's it. And I seen the impact what he does is making in Bangalore right now. Phenomenal musicians. I mean, all his classes are so packed, and kids, and they don't teach the basic stuff. The way they teach your G chords, they don't teach you chords anymore. They teach you voicings there, and then they teach you finger style. They start off with that from the very basic. So I feel that's a very good way. So anyway, when he was at Chennai, I just went to 2 or 3 of his classes, or four classes. And just looking at the way he played, was enough. I didn't have to go to more classes. He just already transformed me. He just changed the way I play.
You're also good at catching things. So.
Yeah, the finger style. Then that was when I picked up finger style, and from finger
with
style.
acoustic guitar or?
Yeah, with acoustic.
Okay.
Yeah, finger style acoustic guitar. And then one of your next guests also was a major influence on me, Rocky Richard Madilla.
Yeah.
Just to play with him in the YFC band. I mean, he had a very different approach to how we should play a song. I was like, listen to the song, play the song as is. But no, Rocky would not be satisfied with that. He'll be like, no, we need to change the time signature. We need to have something called as a coda. What is a coda? I thought all these things I heard from him. Then we need to have these breakdowns, change the time signatures. Then the way he used to architect some of our the medleys, or the songs that we used to make, it was a major influence on me. So I just used to pick that up. I used to play with him once a year for the YFC camp. Go back, implement all of that at church, and come back.
We should also introduce YFC here, because I don't think we have told about YFCs.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, YFC it stands for Youth for Christ, and they're a Christian organization. One of the organization which has transformed many lives. My life, especially, every young person needs a mentor. Every young person needs someone to tell them, or when they are. It's obvious that when you're young, you crash. You make bad decisions, and in India, unfortunately, we don't really have a very strong support system from our parents, mainly because our communication with them is not much. But it's changing now slowly. So, but yeah, a lot of youngsters who have really failed in their relationships, or with addictions, and generally not doing well in life, when they would YFC would just catch a hold of them and then make them feel a part of a community. Do a lot of programs where you can use your talents like singing, dance, music, choreography, right? Script writing, acting, media. So fantastic organization. I think if anyone's listening, you guys should check out YFC.
Yes, coming back to Rocky Bayas.
Yeah, Rocky's influence. Yeah, so that's what he challenged the whole band. Even one of the best bands that I played, and then through Rocky I had no choice. I had to fall in love with funk and jazz. Then that mixed with my love for rock,
Yeah.
heavy rock and all that. So all of that together
Yeah.
has been one blast. To be able to do rock with funk and then a bit of hip hop, then drops
Yeah.
and so yeah, when all
So it
these
was
worlds.
like a creative burst during this time.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I learned to appreciate
Hmm.
all kinds of music. Learn to appreciate fingerstyle, acoustic, then funk, jazz, progressive metal, rock, uh, everything. One genre, I mean, no offense to anyone who listens, I still haven't understood yet is the EDM side of it, the electronic, because it's the same thing which goes on for a long time.
Just yeah, repeat.
And so maybe that is something I have,
Not to your
probably I can just
taste.
listen to it for a
Yeah.
little, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. But those songs are huge, right? Anyways, getting back. So yeah, apart from that, yeah, I'd like to also mention one more person who is really, obviously my dad.
Hmm.
Just for
Yeah, because you
simply,
said he's a
he didn't,
guitar player.
yeah, he didn't necessarily teach me anything. He just had to be himself, and that's it. I
Yeah.
picked it up.
Yeah.
All my musicality and all the songs while I was a baby that he used to sing, I still remember them. And
Hmm.
those were the few songs that I used to play on my C chord, that C scale that I used to mention, right? So that was it. And then one more person, Dinanath Johnson.
Okay.
So we meet him every year. We have this group called Yuletide Carolers,
Hmm.
and the kind of songs we just go home and sing carols, but none of our simple songs. And Uncle just needs to have so many cards and so many interpretations per line,
Wow.
and through that I learned my chord directory or whatever, yeah, it exploded, it
Yeah.
increased by leaps and bounds. So yeah, he was also amazed. He is also he even teaches me. I
Hmm.
just played with him 2 weeks back for our Christmas carols, and couple of new songs he taught
Yeah.
also. Learned
Yeah.
still
Yeah. Yeah.
learning new chords from him. So very grateful for him. And then he also introduced me to the world of vocals. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
we've been talking a lot about guitars, but yeah, I've also been a lot into vocals, arranging vocals,
Yeah,
alto
because
sopranos.
yeah, you said you also started singing when you were like 3 or yeah.
Yeah, it's been more of my primary skill. Then uncle taught me a lot of these tenors, altos, and
Hmm.
then how to, recognize them, how to pull it out of a song, or
Hmm.
if there are no altos or tenors for a song, how can you? So it just started coming out naturally through YFC as well. A few of the musical mentors that I have.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of this the whole music. I I mean, the amount of gratification it gives you, the amount of satisfaction it gives you,
Yeah.
just play and this music and all of that. Apart from that, uh, it made my career. It really
Hmm.
made the person who I am. It made me confident in life. Mm, uh, you know, the, all the job interviews I cracked are only because of the way I'm able to express myself, and all of that has absolutely come only through music and my time on stage meeting a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
very grateful. I'm very extremely grateful to God that I understand it. Not everyone really gets this gift
Yeah.
of music, but yeah, that He is given, and my parents that they recognized it. And
But okay. That was
oh
a good,
gosh,
really,
we
really good.
spoke a lot just about the intro. Uh,
But okay, thinking back about what you said
mm,
about learning, because from what I've heard, you've learned so much from different things, different styles, different methods.
mm,
And you also spoke about how kids these days learn, or the institute you're talking about,
mm.
or how we were taught in music. And what's your take on these current methods or the methods that we had before, and what could be nice to put into the upcoming generation, or what
Mm.
would they benefit from? What kind of methods do you think would they benefit from?
I think a little while back when you and I we were talking about two things. In our generation, okay, when I even say generation makes me feel so old, but that's fine. In our generation, it was about learning from people,
Yeah.
but while that is really good, while there was a very personal connect to it, uh, you can't really meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
How about musicians in Chennai? How about
Yeah.
musicians abroad? How about the what is the kind of perspective, because even just by the culture of a place, Hyderabad is so different from
Mm.
Chennai, so different from Bangalore. Even just by that culture, the musicality, it also changes a lot in
Yeah.
a lot subtle directions. It completely changes. It's important that you have, yes, both the internet is very important, and at the same time we need to have that personal connect, where maybe, yeah, you could even, now people are talking, right, to
Mm-hmm.
people in
Yeah. So
Mumbai, or they just, so there's a lot
it's
of, so
becoming
I think,
global.
yeah, we will definitely need, uh, yeah, both of the best of both the worlds, where you can also connect to people far away, learn from the internet, though
Yeah.
they don't know
Yeah.
who is consuming. At the same time, we also need to have a set of musicians where who you can jam with, just talk about,
Exactly.
just learn stuff.
Yeah, because I totally think music is more like a language than like a way thing to impress somebody, because it's a part of expression of how you said you learn to express yourself more better because you learn music also. It's like
That's right.
music has become, or it should not be a thing to impress but only to express. It's
Yes,
like
yes,
maybe many people are losing the thing,
it's true.
like it's like I just want to be on the stage and impress somebody. That's why I want to do all these technical skills instead
Yeah,
of being themselves and channeling themselves through the tool they have, like the
yes, yes,
music tool. And
absolutely.
also talking about like children these days, or you said the institute. I want to see how we can talk about the methods. You mentioned the method
Mm.
of they were teaching them voicings and not chords. That's
Yeah,
a very nice improvement or a change in way of teaching.
yes,
What do
yes.
you think about that?
Yeah, Ye- yeah, absolutely. Before I get to that, also, right,
Mm-hmm.
I really like the point that you mentioned about uh, play to express rather than to impress. Maybe I could be wrong in what I say, but what I feel is, when you're trying to impress, you slowly also want to feel better than the other person, and it slowly,
Hmm.
sometimes it might become a bit of a competition compared to
Hmm.
other musicians. So I struggled with this in my
Mm-hmm.
early years as a musician. I struggled, uh, where I would feel insecure just looking at some other guitar players who were better. Uh, so much so, it's very funny.
Any
Uh,
competition?
so so much so, I would also feel insecure looking at some of the players on YouTube, and who I you won't believe, once I saw the Crossroads video,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't know who this guy was, and he was playing guitar so well. I was like, oh, he plays it better than me. And later I realized that it was John Mayer.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
that's a
So
good joke.
then that is John Mayer. Then you have to go through that. You have to really humble yourself. Then I was like, I wish someone taught me, not to be competitive, but rather, just look at appreciating other musicians and see how, instead of just, looking them from far away, just waiting
Hmm.
for them to make mistakes or something like that, but rather than just walk up to them and just ask, hey, how are you doing that? It's
Yeah,
gonna change everything.
yeah.
Like, they're gonna teach you something new, that's it, and then it's gonna give you new material for you to practice.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, very important for us to humble ourselves and really appreciate
Hmm.
other musicians. I seen some very talented musicians do that.
Hmm.
uh, these guys are really accomplished professionally, and sometimes they even came and asked me and said, hey, how are you doing that?
Hmm.
And though it didn't hit me immediately, but later on, what they did really impacted. Like, wow, that was so really nice of them, and we
Yeah.
should, yeah. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Uh,
I agree with
what
that.
was the question? Sorry, we were supposed to go back to some
Yeah. So the question was, you
method.
mentioned about, yeah, like now is it like they taught the voicings and
Mm.
different. So
Yes,
yeah, what's
yes,
your take on that?
absolutely.
And I
Uh,
think you also are interested to say more about that. So I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah. So, see, when uh, when you're playing music, or at least, okay, let me tell it from my story. I
Mhm.
was playing the songs only with the C major, F major, G major, A minor, D minor, and all, or in G scale. You just stick to those 7 or 8 chords.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even though a song is going on C, or then if it's switching to A minor and all that, it need not necessarily be that that chord is supposed to be there, or is it sitting in the right
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
It probably that chord needs for us to change one small note
Mhm.
for it to fit well, or for it to go synonymous with what the vocalist is singing, or not just singing as well, the whole emotionality or of what why that note is supposed to be
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
what is the purpose of that note. So then I saw someone play these major sevens, ninths and diminished chords, and slowly add then slash chords,
Mhm.
yeah, D over F sharp
Mhm.
and those kind of. Then I realized, yeah, a lot of chords that I am playing, though they are the right chords, even according to Google, when you go to the
Mhm.
chord sheet, it says that is the chord, but it's not really doing a justice if you listen to it a little
Yeah,
keenly.
it's like something is missing.
Something, yeah. Or maybe, the normal way I play the C,
Yeah.
in that the E note is actually, it kind of pollutes the chord, I feel. That's what I call it. So,
Yeah, I think in some cases it does actually. I would agree. Totally
yeah.
agree.
So then, sometimes you just have to remove that note and you just have to play in the chord just the other notes for it to go with the song.
Mhm.
So one of my advices I've been giving to my church band is like, don't play the chord just because it is there in the Google or sheet or somewhere. Play a song which goes with the song. Make
Mhm.
your guitar sing with the song.
Wow.
Or so in that way,
Sounds like
so,
a good philosophy.
yeah, make your instrument sing with the
Yeah.
song also.
Yeah.
I I've been also criticized for that. Why? You have too many chords in a single line. Why do you have two chords for one word in a song? I like,
It
yeah.
sings. My guitar sings.
So yeah, recently also, I got, yeah, the kind of songs or the kind of things that you ask for the band are a little
Hmm.
demanding. Yeah, maybe it can be, but from my perspective, I'm like, we need to bring the best out of the song. We
Yeah.
need to, sometimes, the chords that we play might also even hamper the power of the lyric or
Yeah.
the power of the song, or maybe what the other musician is trying to bring to the song.
Yeah.
Maybe that one note that you're playing also will kind of slowly, try to overshadow. So
Hmm.
stay out of their way. Know what is your frequency that you need to play with. Know what your role in the band is. Don't do more than that. I feel the role of a band musician is even more than what you play.
Hmm.
When do you pull back
Mhm.
is more important than what you play.
The gaps.
Yeah, give the gaps. When do you let your other musician exalt, or
Yeah.
and when are you pulling them back so that the focus goes to them?
Yeah.
So you need to really be aware of the whole the dynamic. So we went quite a lot deep into
No,
just
but
the same
that's
question about
that's exactly what I want to hear.
uh, about voicings, right? So yeah, that's what. So voicings, what they help is, they will these are again, they will let you, support the song in the best way possible, and then it adds tremendously to the emotionality of the song, like it adds to the dynamics of the song,
Hmm.
and in the way, the whole actual message or the impact that is intended to be felt for the audience. If you do the right voicings, yeah,
Hmm.
then it'll cut through. They say,
Yeah,
cutting
it just
through.
cuts
Yeah,
through.
so that's very important. That is the place of voicings, I feel. So that's why you need to, if it needs, probably you need to have three different notes and accents for one word in a song.
Yeah.
If it requires, then yeah, you
I
have to.
think I think also that's where you can be creative. It's like there are certain things that you can do, but you can also explore and see what can be. Like one note can be played here, there,
Mm.
in different ways, in different settings. Let's take a specific genre, like if it was funk or
Hmm.
jazz. Like okay, it can be played like this, but how can I add my signature, or trying to be like a
Absolutely.
creative person?
Absolutely. Yes.
Because I
Yes, I know.
mean, the one thing I noticed in Hyderabad scene is also that there are many cover bands. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but there
Mm.
are many.
Mm.
Maybe it's because the audiences are like they want to have certain songs to be played.
Mm.
But still, there are musicians.
There's a lot of money
exactly,
also right now in that.
exactly. People are making a
People-
living, so there's not
yes.
it's not a bad thing. So,
Mm.
so
I think
yeah.
even uh, pe- uh, yeah, while you are trying to give people what they like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, yeah, people will want to
Yeah,
hear
that's the
something
audience.
that they want to hear. Like, some. I feel now the most hit songs, which most of our musician community is making
Yeah.
a lot of money on, is the old songs of maybe say the 90s to even probably even 2010s,
Yeah.
2015s. Those are the songs like people really want to hear, and uh, in while you keep doing that, and that probably it should not really also hamper what the musician wants to do in the
Hmm.
next step, creating new stuff rather than just getting consumed with the old. But I would see it's not a completely negative thing as well, but you see a lot of these bands rendering different ways of doing these songs
Yeah,
as
so that's
well,
another. Yeah,
different.
exactly. That's true. That's
So
also
even
a creative side of
yeah.
being yourself in any
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, no
situation.
judgment at
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
You guys are supporting your families. You
Yeah,
guys are,
totally.
and I'm glad music is really helping you do
Yeah,
that now.
yeah.
Finally, right?
It has given you a platform
Finally,
to
yeah.
be so many like. Actually, music has come into a city finally.
And I think maybe Hyderabad is doing better than other cities. I don't know. It's
I'm
another
not sure. I mean,
maybe.
compared to other cities, I haven't been much.
In terms of people
Yeah,
being
billing.
able to earn more money. I don't know. Probably.
But there has
Okay,
been.
please forgive me if I got that wrong. But anyway, we're just very grateful for
Yeah,
the music
for the whole
community and that
music
you guys
thing
are doing
happening.
well with
Yeah,
your music. Now, finally, you can take it up as a career as well,
yeah.
right? Which was never the case. That's why now coming back to him, that's why I became an IT guy who does music part time
Yeah.
in the weekends. So, yeah.
Yeah, but tell us a little bit about your background or the job that you're working at, or how did you get to that job?
Oh yeah, I started off as a customer support guy,
Mm-hmm.
and now I kind of became a delivery service delivery manager and working. I'm an advisor to the CTO in terms of uh, what IT strategies that we need to
Mm-hmm.
follow, or generally, getting things done at the CXO level. So it's been quite a journey, and music and stage performances have totally been a part of the whole transition.
Mm.
By being my one of my strengths right now is people love the way, or my managers, they love the way I'm able to express myself,
Mm.
and I'm able to convey some very complicated points in a very simple way.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
definitely a skill to develop. Yeah.
it had to really come through a lot of beating, but so yeah, all that I have learned on stage and talking to people and doing music, everything that really helped me make my career. Yeah, not much credit to myself, but obviously, only by the grace of God you need to be. He gives
Yeah.
you all of that, and so yeah, here I am. So that's been slowly my
Yeah.
IT journey.
That's a great story. I
Yeah, I
haven't.
love
I
it.
don't
No,
think I've known you this well. I think this is the first time I'm hearing all your stories, so it's very
but
interesting.
even I have not really known you as a deep guy like this, man. Seriously, yo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually true. Many people don't know me
yeah.
too.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a great thing. Thank you.
yeah. Okay, so you were talking about many of your music experiences in church.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know what the church has done for you, or you have been influenced by the church, because you
Mm.
mentioned church a lot
Yeah, yeah.
through your childhood and
Yes, yes. I think
or because many musicians become musicians because through church music,
absolutely.
learning there, playing here,
Absolutely.
Sunday school.
Just the way how a church functions,
Hmm.
and just the way what they do through the year, every week, I think that has been a playground enough for every media guy,
Hmm.
every musician. So just to run a church service weekly, number of services or things like that, you need the music team. Then for the music team to function well, you need to have practices. For
Yeah.
that, you need to have a song list ready. For that, you need to have practiced those songs well. And during rehearsals, you need to sync well with the band.
Yeah.
And then all that you have done, then the Christmas, Easter, and the Good Friday services, that'll give you a little bit of more ammo. Okay, they're gonna
Big
be more
events.
people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more like a concert. Okay, when you're not that wise enough, that is the way you look at
Yeah.
what. I'm very sure that's the story of every other Christian
Yeah, I
musician.
agree.
We are more in it
Same.
for
Yeah.
the music, but later on it changes that it's not about us, but it's more about what the mission of the church is. Uh, so yeah, the church has really been instrumental for a lot of musicians that we know. Not just them. I've seen a lot of music engineers make a great career. A lot of light engineers make a great career.
Yeah.
Some people who just got in and became audio architects,
Yeah.
and being able to take up these projects, whatever they implemented at church. Then through that came the design team,
Yeah.
designers, video editors. So I think a whole a sector opened up because
Yeah.
of, I think, what started at
The
church, right? So many people have made their lives through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think it was a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a concert with Kari Job was playing in Oslo.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
Where was that?
in Oslo.
Oh, Oslo.
So it
Okay.
was Kari Job, her husband, and Martin Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
it was
legends.
like
Okay.
there's so many concerts I've been to, many rock concerts
Mhm.
and pop concerts, but this concert, the sound was exceptional. It was like so good. It punched right through. It's like every little frequency, and the
Oh,
way it was designed, the way, like I was thinking, like the sound guy, this whole team must have been doing it since they were kids, like to get such a
absolutely.
good, excellent output.
Yeah, yeah.
I was so impressed. It was such a good concert. Like
I know,
those
right?
kinds of things are so memorable. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
agree.
I
The
think we
church
musicians
plays.
sometimes underestimate how difficult it is to be a sound engineer. I mean, even very recently, I was hearing one of the music saying, I need to do the frequencies, I need to do the EQ for every instrument,
Yeah.
and I need to set the see, what. Very recently, when I
Yeah.
was here at this very place at Peter's jam room, three sound guys came for the opening of this jam room, and they were talking, and as a musician, I had no clue what these guys are talking. These guys are doing all these intellectual dance circles around me, and of course, without any intention.
Yeah.
But they are so passionate about it, and like, "Hey, that frequency, this the speaker, that brand." And so, yeah, my respect really goes out for, and I won't call it sad also, but see, these guys are not seen.
Hmm. They're the back
I-
end.
I've
Yeah.
been to a
Yeah.
very huge event which happened at Public Gardens recently. And before the event, no one knows what happens. All everyone sees is a band and the LED. But after the event is done, while every one of them were taking pictures with us musicians and all of that, in the backstage, all these guys are, dismantling stuff, picking up heavy stuff,
Yeah.
moving around, running around, no smile on their faces. They just hard grit,
Yeah.
and they're just tearing it down. And then I was like, man, you need to respect. I always did, I think, but they deserve it
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot more. So yeah, if you guys are hearing this, thank you again for what you
Definitely.
guys do.
Shout out to all the sound guys.
Yes,
Light guys.
sound, all the media, the designers, the LED, uh, whole, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even as a musician or like as these technicians, I think technicians do make good money
Hmm.
stably than musicians, because musicians have an up and down.
Hmm.
Sometimes they don't get these gigs, and sometimes they get. But technicians is always wanted and always should be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like life as a musician, if you take it as a full-time musician,
Hmm.
it's not so easy.
Oh yeah, man. Seriously. Yeah.
There are so
even
many.
now, yeah,
Yeah.
even now.
It's like I was thinking in my own life. It's like I wanted to be a musician, but
Mm.
like as soon as I finished my engineering, I went tried to do some like tried to record some songs, write some songs. It's not easy because there's so much. What do you call? You put pressure on yourself,
Mm.
and then it becomes heavy, and then you don't have money. You need
Yeah.
to build yourself. I think we should try to make a musician's life better by supporting these music guys who goes
Yeah.
indie artists and
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. Absolutely. And it's sad also that um, more technical or more complicated or competitive or more skilled musicians
Hmm.
have a little lesser scope.
Hmm.
Uh, People are more receptive to what they can relate with. Sometimes even the lyrics can be very shallow.
Yeah,
The music also can be very simple. But
they catch all the
people, yeah,
audience.
yeah. Actually, if you just go online and just look up the top 5 artists right now,
Hmm.
okay, musically you'll find some really good, well-programmed stuff, good notes and all that. But they are not as complicated or as tough as some of the, let's say, even say progressive artists, progressive metal artists,
Yeah.
or even some of the very good jazz bands. These guys, they don't even get that traction at all. uh, and even when you look at the lyrics, right, very shallow, if I may go ahead and say, a lot of depravity
Yeah.
also in the kind of uh, the lyrics and the songs that
Yeah.
are coming out, glorifying all the wrong things,
Yeah.
violence or drugs, and you know what, so unfortunately, I don't know, that's kind of been the culture, and
Hmm.
that's what people seem to love. Yeah, that is something I'd really love to see, a change where people will appreciate the
Yeah.
good stuff. Appreciate the good stuff. And
There, like there is the sad reality of a musician's life because most musicians. There are so many musicians in the world. There are so many artists in the world. Like every
mm,
artist, not every artist gets the equal, let's say equal opportunity, not equal pay or something like that.
yeah,
So yeah,
I know, right? Yeah, it's a very
it's a hard thing to talk about.
it's an unorganized sector.
Yeah,
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 very much.
yeah,
Like, see, in IT, we have a defined pay scale for a manager
yeah.
or an engineer worldwide. But when it comes to music, it's very, yeah, subjective. Yeah.
It feels like a musician doesn't need to learn his musician skills, but he needs to learn attracting skills.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so,
like
so many people haven't really
yeah,
made it that big because they don't have
attracting
good
skills. Yeah,
marketing skills, or yeah, some people uh, with very less talent or very mediocre output also,
yeah,
they
they have
have
the more
really went on to
good.
become viral. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
there has
you seen
definitely
that,
been
you
those
seen
kind
that.
of cases. I think many of those cases more than these cases. Yeah,
I know, right?
yeah,
It's okay. No, we are not bashing
yeah, yeah.
anyone. We are not
But
judging.
it's
It's
just
okay. Yeah.
talking a little bit of the reality of
Reality.
musicians'
That's
life.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
What do you think about Hyderabad as a city? You've been here for a long time, and you said you're also living in Chennai for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Any comparisons?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound negative, but I think, yeah, we are doing really well. I think Hyderabad has its own vibe and its kind of taste to musicality, and to the way we do, and it's all good. But somehow, I think, that's not my opinion, but
Hmm.
if I were to say, the musicality is a lot better in Chennai, in their commitment to practice, and
Maybe also the more original songs or
yeah, a lot
creative
of original
songs.
songs,
Yeah.
even Bangalore and Mumbai. But yeah, I would default to, even now Bangalore is really coming up
Hmm.
so fast and high. Uh, yeah, I won't say Hyderabad is bad as well. There are quite a good number of individual artists as well. But musicality wise, I think
Yeah.
you know, people kind of default to
Yeah.
going to, you know, some good Chennai directors, Chennai musicians. I've seen that. And even the kind of output which comes from there
Yeah.
is a little bit more, little no, way superior. Okay, let's be honest, come on.
Yeah.
Way superior. So, th- there, you know, when I went and I was just exploring, even in small circles, small churches, and small communities, you find some very good skilled musicians. So,
Hmm.
that's not a rarity.
Yeah.
That's not a
So it's
rarity
more
at all.
common to find really nice,
A lot
good, well
common.
playing musicians there.
Yeah. In Hyderabad, also, that's slowly becoming, but it's not as easy as it is.
Maybe there's like a norm here that you just need to be relaxed, chill.
Looks like it. Yeah, looks like it. I wish, yeah. That's what. So, yeah, musicians have to really
You need to catch
spend
up.
more time,
Yeah.
spend more time, and yeah, be more creative. Yeah, create
Yeah.
original stuff and all that. I think we are slowly getting there. Maybe, yeah, we have to take inspiration rather than, you know, like saying that, oh no, they're better. So
Yeah.
not let's not get into the competitive mode, but rather
Inspiration is definitely,
take
yeah.
inspiration, like, wow, these guys are doing well. Yeah, so yeah, I'm finding myself doing that a lot now,
Hmm.
to just find new stuff. Wow, look at them, and then show them to the others.
Mm-hmm.
See how these guys are doing. Can we
Hmm.
try and do something like that? So yeah, draw inspiration, and
Nice.
that way I think, yeah, we can slowly pick up. Yeah.
Before we conclude, I want to ask
Mm.
you little just more technical stuff on guitar playing,
Mm-hmm.
because you are known to be really famous for guitar playing, because and also singing. But do you have any practice routines that you usually do, or that you don't even think about your fingers, does do it all the time when you're trying to practice, or just sitting with your guitar jamming? Or is it like you just take a song and you do that song? Or what is your
Ye-
process in
Yeah.
practice sessions?
It it happens. Okay, I just have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Once any musician has to know the reality that once you get older, and once probably you become a part of a family, and even more when you have a baby, or when you have kids in the house, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious that your time with the music instrument is gonna take a major hit,
Yeah.
and then sometimes you'll have to end up, probably, you know, you'll have to focus a bit more on the your career and the finances and what you bring to the table at home.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, while we are still young, it used to happen to me in two tracks. I mean, I'm answering your question about, yeah, how do you practice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Two tracks. One of the thing is, yeah, listen to a lot of good music.
Hmm.
Really listen. Don't listen to bad stuff. Yeah, it's very important that people also understand that, don't pollute your ear.
Yeah.
Uh, listen to good music.
Yeah.
The one with some art written over it, like, you know, it should be a piece of indispensable art.
It doesn't have
So
to be popular.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And try to just learn that, try to play with it, and then after you learn how to play, you can make your own rendition of it. That is one way. That is actually, now this is the easy part, but I think the more difficult part is trying to, you know, write tunes or
Hmm.
write songs. I think if someone has to grow,
Yeah.
I think they have to really do that. Like, you know,
Push
it
yourself.
takes a lot of emotional energy.
Yeah.
It takes that you need to be in the best of your energies. You need to have had a good amount of sleep,
No.
and good amount of rest, and good amount of mind space, and good amount of time. You can't expect to sit just for 5 to 10 or 1 hour
Yeah.
to produce
But I
some
think I
stuff.
think you're a really good person to talk to about routines for musicians.
That's because I
Routines and
failed. That's
mental
because
health.
I failed it. So yeah. So yeah, I think being able to put your yeah, if you create something, you're able to put your personality
Hmm.
personality into that music, and I think that is one of the best forms. When you do that,
Yeah.
I realized, when you do that, playing music will be less about what you seeking others validation, but it'll be more
Mm.
about
Interesting.
you'll just feel good. I mean, there were some very dark times in my life, some bad struggles in my life, which just healed through just by me doing practicing more of my playing more music and just sitting there. Even when I'm having a bad day, just sitting there with my guitar and just playing some stuff, it kind of brings you some healing to your soul. So that's very important. So yeah, so it's people should not really fall for the likes, shares, and all that. But
Yeah.
in fact, try to run away more and find some mind space and time, and then when you create it, you can put your more personality more into it.
Mm.
It really, by the end of the day, later on, if you see, it won't really matter what other people think about you,
Yeah.
but you will be happy with yourself. Like
Exactly.
you will be content. I think that is more important than anything, and
I think if you stick to that, you'll conquer anything.
you'll
Yeah.
yeah. Then the byproduct of
Yeah.
that is people noticing you. Then probably you'll get more opportunities. I think that's also what kind of. I mean, I don't know. I'm quoting Rocky's story here, but he is gonna share about it at any time. But I've seen him really be passionate and faithful to his instrument as well. I
Yeah.
mean, there were times he said that he would practice for 16 hours. He's gonna tell this again in his. So just to master one technique
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
slapping, some kind of technique,
Yeah.
and he played many gigs for a lot of mediocre money and a lot of free gigs, a lot of money he would spend, and but yeah, while he is being faithful to that, I think God sees that and God honors that, and he got a good break
Yeah.
and he's doing well, and now he's probably a little bit more free to
Yeah.
do it even better.
Exactly.
So yeah, I won't say everyone will be that fortunate, and but I think people should just be faithful to
Yeah.
their gift, and they should keep practicing, doing more, producing good stuff.
Yeah.
That's you will get that break. I think that is an advice even he got from Keba Jeremiah. He's like,
Hmm.
oh, yeah, okay, Rocky. I won't. No, we let Rocky speak. Okay.
No, but I really appreciate Rocky Bhai also because he's been one of my, kind of a models to
Yeah,
look
to
to play after to
many
mimic. Yeah.
many people, me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd also thank all the musicians who have really played with me and who have invested my you know my my band's vocalist Abel Sylvester, the guy who passed.
Mm-hmm.
He is also tremendous. He challenged the band with
Mm-hmm.
his skill keyboard. It have been
Mm.
probably one of. He is extremely good guitar solo player,
Mm.
extremely good drummer. He came in as a bassy and he was
Multi-instrumentalist.
also doing songs. So whole music. Uh, and yeah, grateful for what he taught the
Yeah.
band. And my cousin Danny, he's a doctor now in US. So he is also taught. Through his, he just simply pushed us, and I really attribute all the success of who I am to what he supported. And then even my vocalist Rishi, he was. These guys are all done well in that. They're still doing very well in their career, and he has also been a major support in the kind of advice. So
Yeah.
the band in itself was a major impact on my life, and it kind
Mm.
of shaped me to who I am. Very thankful.
That's super nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we were on point, or I don't know, even if we drifted.
No, I mean
But
it's
I
just
hope we added value to.
yeah,
If
I
you're going
hope
to
so.
listen to us and
Yeah.
keep listening, Lindsay is a great guy. Love him. You need to meet him.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that I came here and I something motivated me to speak to people, uh, to speak to them deeply, or to ask them what is in their life or what is about their life. So
Hmm. Absolutely.
really, really grateful that I got this opportunity. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Lindsay. Loved it.
And before you leave, top
Yeah.
three songs that you
No,
like?
no, 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 no.
Or top three on your mind at least.
Top three. Yeah,
Only three.
they
Just
keep
three.
dethroning each other from time to time.
Okay, let's say currently at this day.
Currently, okay. I mean, of course, lately I have been playing with some very skilled musicians like Solomon, the drummer of
From
Bridge
this,
Music, and then Ron Nicholas, then Steven Neto. These guys also have been Amit Makka, obviously, and yeah. So these guys also have been major influence on me, and the kind of music, like you mentioned in the beginning. Now I've switched again from rock to funk to now I'm doing a lot of current classical Telugu kind of songs a
Wow.
lot now.
So
So
there's a big switch.
the kind of voicings
Yeah.
that you can bring to these songs is endless,
Yeah.
incredible. The kind of so we are absolutely loving what we are doing with them. So I am right now
Top three songs.
top three songs. Oh gosh, I don't want people to. No, it's okay. No, I don't
Currently,
want
it's like every
judge
musician
me or no,
it
no,
keeps
no.
changing, so it's fine.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see
Yeah, you can
my.
check and then.
Let me see. It'll show up. I am listening to a Telugu artist. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
listening to a Telugu artist. He's called Pranam Kamalakar.
Anand Kam.
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
this.
Yes.
He's a fusion genius. Actually, he brings a lot of people from the industry
Mm-hmm.
from all over India,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes them play over his songs. And the kind of expressions these guys they come with, the sitar players, the flute players, and the programmers,
Yeah.
incredible perspective. And through them, yeah, his guitar player is also extremely skilled. So yeah, he I've been listening to a lot. I mean, I'm kind of defaulting to him. Then I obviously one of the best influences I've been having right now is Tommy Walker.
Tommy Walker.
Tommy Walker, I would say is arguably one of the best acoustic guitar players, or he has some of the best voicings in this generation.
Hmm.
So I've been listening to Tommy Walker, major influence in. I make my band play all the Tommy songs. Then obviously, since my musical direction changing in Chennai,
Yeah.
one of the best artists who have really influenced is Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Yeah, I think I've heard him.
Yeah, Stephen Curtis Chapman. So these are the three artists right now. I think Tommy Walker is gonna stay there for a while. He's teaching me a lot. Then even Pranam Kamlakar's songs also I keep
Yeah.
listening, and my son loves them too. So yeah, listening to a lot of skill stuff and deep stuff with a lot of variation. So that's where I am right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much.